Good afternoon. This is Terrell again, arborist down here in South Carolina, and what we're going to be talking about is SRT to DRT. Currently, this is just a low ground setup. This is the DRT setup. Okay, it's a basic DRT setup. You got micro pulley, carabiner, and your split tail and your hitch. Okay, put my weight on it. Now, what it's doing with DRT, and I only use DRT if I'm removing a tree, because this acts as a lanyard. I can set this up on the ground, put it around the tree, go into my side D-rings, and today I'm using my single D-ring saddle. And what this does is you're going to have weight that's coming here, and you're going to be having weight that goes to your split tail. So with DRT, not only can I use this as a lanyard to get up the tree, but once I have to tie in, I just move everything to center. Okay, and that also makes it, I'm 100% tied into the tree the whole way up, the whole way down when I start the block down process, or if I don't have to block it down and we can throw a stub, I can go ahead and come on down. Okay, so great system for taking down a tree, and that's just my opinion. If you have a different opinion on that, please leave it in the comment section. If you have any questions, more than happy to answer. But this is DRT, the basic DRT system, and normally with DRT you're going to be wearing gaffs. Okay, now the big changeover is going to SRT. SRT is when the rope is stationary. The rope is not going to be moving. Like in this case, as I go up and down, this here, the rope is going to be moving. Okay, when I go to a SRT setup or an SRT system, the rope is stationary. The only thing that moves is my split tail and me. The rope is just anchored to a certain point, whether you do that by throwing it over a limb, bringing it down the backside and tying it to the base of the tree you're working on, or if you decide that you're going to secure it to the top of that tree. Okay, and you're going to have a lot more weight on your split tail. So they make devices that connect here and here to help keep some of that stress and weight off of your split tail and help you to move up. Now with SRT, you're definitely going to need ascenders to help you get up, because then that's where you see these guys, they're just pulling, and they're doing their feet in a running motion. That's SRT. They're running up it, and they have everything here needed to help move this knot up, and then when they get to where they're going, they just drop their weight on it. And I would also suggest, if you're going to be big on SRT, this is a great place to start in just this general direction. Make sure you get ascenders to put down at the feet, but also once you hit a certain point, I would go for the mechanical zigzag. It's a mechanical hitch that clips in a similar fashion. Way easier to get up, just as easy to get down, and it's an amazing device to help guys who climb on SRT. But whether you're doing DRT or SRT, if you're starting out in it, especially if you're moving away from, for example, taut line hitch or Blake's hitch, make sure you have your split tail. You got a good climber rope that's going to coordinate with whatever split tail you get. You don't want to get their yellow and they're real stiff feeling. You don't want one of those with a very tight braided climbing line, because it's going to bind. It's going to create a lot of issues. So you want your split tail to kind of match up with whatever kind of rope you're going to be climbing with. Make sure you have carabiners. Okay, I probably have 15 carabiners that I keep just in case. I have some that are push button, some that are to turn and clasp. You know, it's whatever you're comfortable with and what you feel best doing while you're up there, and requires the least amount of thinking, because when you're focusing on taking down a tree, you don't want to be focused on how do I open this carabiner again. So practice it. Okay, make sure it opens and closes. Check everything before you definitely check these split tails, check your rope, make sure you know that safety cord that's on the inside is nice and tight. It's got no, most of the time after you come down out of a tree, that's when you check your climbing rope and make sure that it's not giving away, going bad. Check for frays, check for cuts. But back to the focus of it, DRT, SRT. DRT, in my preference, I use it to take trees down, just because I can start from the ground. I'm already pretty much tied in. It acts as one of my lanyards while I'm going up the tree. I can even, once I get high enough, if I decide I want to go ahead and go walk a couple of limbs out and remove out from over fences and houses and whatnot, I will actually go ahead and move it to my center and work out what I need to. And when I do SRT with trimming, I just go up in this fashion, and that assists me in removing them same limbs. But SRT I use primarily for trimming. DRT I use for removals, because with SRT I'm also not going to be wearing gaffs. I'm going to have ascenders, and I'm just going to foot up the tree. But this is a very good starting system, whether you're trying to do DRT or SRT. Very good starting system, very functional starting system. And you can see in one of my other videos of traditional climbing for more, if you don't really have the funds to purchase everything at one time, a good way to start and start getting a little funding in your pocket. But this here is the climbing has really made its changes. It's leaps and bounds, and you can see as far as getting the knot up and down, it saves you a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of stress off of you. So SRT to DRT, that's the video of the day. And I appreciate it. If you have any comments, any opinions, any advice for some of the newer guys coming in, please leave a comment, leave questions, answers, start new topics. There's nothing wrong with that. I've 20 years and I'm still learning things every day. So thank you. Y'all have a wonderful day. And hey, you guys out there already climbing and doing this every day, God bless. Take care of yourself and be safe.